Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Welcome to Muslimah in Progress podcast. Today I want to talk to you about the pain of overwhelm. As a wife and a mother of 3 little children, I know a lot about this topic. So if you are someone who's experiencing this now, please watch till the end because I will teach you how to recognize it, get over it, and try your best to avoid it in the future, inshallah. What is the feeling of overwhelm? Overwhelm is a state of being emotionally or mentally overloaded when the demands, tasks, or emotions you are facing feels too much to handle. It might feel like your mind is cluttered, your emotions are heightened, and you are unable to take action or be productive. People often feel overwhelmed when there's too much to do and not enough time, when they are facing with intense feelings like stress, fear, or sadness because of trauma or sudden life changes like death. They also feel overwhelmed when they are managing multiple roles or responsibilities at once, like parenting and working, and when they feel out of control or unsupported. So basically, you feel unable to cope with the situation in front of you. So some of the signs that the medical journals mentioned for overwhelm is, I will mention for you cognitively, behaviorally, emotionally, and physically. So maybe if you are experiencing these signs and symptoms, you know that you are experiencing overwhelm. Some cognitive symptoms include like difficulty concentrating, lack of self-confidence, persistent worry, difficulty making decisions. Behavioral symptoms include social withdrawal. You don't want to see people anymore. You don't want to talk to people anymore. Change in eating patterns, change in sleeping patterns, decline in productivity. Emotional symptoms include negative mood, irritability, feeling of hopelessness, anxiety, unhappiness, guilt, or you're easily agitated. And finally, physical symptoms include headaches, muscle tension, digestive problems, nausea, low libido, rapid heart, and fatigue. So these are some of the signs of symptoms that are like indications that you are experiencing overwhelm. Okay, so now you know for sure that you are experiencing overwhelm. And this is like you've already figured that out. Tell me, Asia, what is the solution? Okay, so how can I get over this feeling of overwhelm? Yeah, that is a good question. I'll give you tips that worked out for me as a busy mother of 3 little ones who is often under a lot of pressure. And these tips might work out for you. So let's go ahead and start with them. Also, I just want to tell you guys that all these solutions will be Islamically based and they are very deen friendly. Okay, so this podcast is all about, the deen and Islam, and that is very central to all our solutions that we offer here. Number 1 is to pay attention to yourself and how you are feeling. Okay, so nowadays, because of the phones, we don't know our body cues, right? We don't know, like we're not connected to our bodies as well. And we don't realize our thoughts because we're so busy, like any moment or any down moment that we have, we use our phones, we connect to the internet. So that leaves us with like being strangers and foreigners from our body. Okay, so to help with this, we need to unplug from our devices and turn that attention inwards. Pay attention to your feelings and the times you are feeling them. Eventually, you will learn more about yourself to avoid those overstimulating situations and cope better. So advice number 1 is, ladies, basically to pause and pay attention to ourselves, right? When we feel like out of sorts, when we feel like, okay, there's so much happening, just disconnect, okay? Sometimes the phone even might be like another additional thing that is stimulating us. Just disconnect, pay attention to yourself, listen to your thoughts, connect with your body, and, center yourself in that. So number 2 is to take a pause, break from what you are doing. When you feel stressed, overloaded, it's okay. Remind yourself you just need a break for your body and mind to get back to its usual balance. Take a 10 minutes break from the activity that you're doing, from the children or spouse if you need to, and breathe. Breathe in and out. It helps. Try it out. I promise you it's going to help you out, okay? You can also do adhkar, which helps me personally. It helps me a lot. A good dhikr is La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, okay? We have to remind ourselves that we have no power in changing our state. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has that power of shifting the state from one to another. So whenever you're feeling too overstimulated, you feel like too burnt out, just say this dhikr. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. And repeat it, okay? Until the words, you believe in those words. Connect with the words. Subhanallah, it will have a positive effect on you. To give you also an example from my life, sometimes when I'm cooking, my children are running around, I'm using my AirPods, I'm listening to a podcast, I'm feeling good, alhamdulillah. And all of a sudden, someone is crying loud. I get startled and I realize one of the kids is feeling hurt or two of them are fighting. At this moment, I'm feeling a great deal of overwhelm and I recognize it. So first, and alhamdulillah, and I learned this after so much trial and error, in the past, it is in those moments where I snap or yell because I feel sensory overload. But now I do better because I know better. So I pause, I remove my AirPods because I don't need someone speaking in my ear at that moment. So I take a deep breath and then attend to my crying child with a clear mind and I comfort them. I learned that I can't be a good mother and wife unless I sort out myself first. And better yet, I learned now to avoid to listen to anything while my children are around. Right? Children are around and better yet, I learned now to avoid to listen to anything while my children are around because it makes me overstimulated, disconnected, and whether I like it or not, I don't focus on them as much as I would like when I am free. So I figured out, it was not worth it. Instead, I do dhikr, remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in those moments when I'm doing something or doing a chore. Number 3 is sort out your priorities and to avoid overwhelm. Sisters, when we don't know the destinations we are going, we can easily get distracted or lost. As Muslim mothers and wives, our destinations is akhirah, the hereafter. We know that the main goal of this dunya, right, is the akhirah. So if we center our lives around that goal, our lives will be less stressful and less busy. I know as mothers and wives, we often have like a 50 to-do list that never ends. So daily we are feeling stressed out, we are feeling left behind, and we go to sleep feeling stressed out, and we wake up and we know we have a lot to do. And we are never able to finish that list. Subhanallah. I mean, realistically speaking, how much of that list gets done anyway? Because we tend to be perfectionists and put so much pressure on ourselves and high standards and expectations. Wallahi, if we set our priorities, our life would be easier. Because that helps us narrow down what we can do. Remember, as a wife and a mother, you are irreplaceable. Cooking and cleaning, that often take lots of time and effort. And you know what? It can be delegated. You can always order from outside. You can always hire help. But you are irreplaceable. You cannot hire somebody else to be a mother to your children, right? And so let's focus on those main things that we should attend to by ourselves and If we can delegate something, if we can postpone something, if we can, outsource something, let's do that. We don't have to be super women. We don't have to be super mothers. We don't have to be super wives. Subhanallah. For example, my priorities right now are set, right? It's my deen, it's being a good wife and mother and daughter, teaching my children, and my own goals and self-care. Anything else, I won't stress myself about it. If I'm too tired to cook today, we are either ordering or we eat leftovers. If I can't do laundry today, it will have to wait. No one will die, and you preserve your sanity. So sisters, please look into your life and take account of the musts and see what you can live without. Have a to-do list of only 5 items, top priorities, and see what gets done, and give yourself a lot of grace because we need it. Trust me, we will feel less overwhelmed if we do this. Number 4 is to incorporate dhikr into our day. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أَلَا بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ تَطْمَئِنُّ الْقُلُوبِ. Verily in the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do hearts find rest. Surah Al-Ra'd. When we feel overwhelmed, dhikr can serve as anchor. Repeating dhikr such as Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, La ilaha illallah brings our focus back to the Creator. It shifts our perspective because overwhelm comes from trying to control everything or from the fear of the unknown. Dhikr reminds us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only person who has control. Not you, not anyone else. That simple reminder, that simple truth can lift a huge burden from our hearts. Also, remember girls or ladies, that consistent dhikr boosts our emotional strength and our iman. Our iman becomes stronger as a result, and things don't shake us as easily as before when we get used to making dhikr. So dhikr is our lifeline, ladies. Let's stick to doing dhikr and let's see the results, inshallah. Number 5, do not be hard on yourself. And this is a reminder for myself and for you, sisters. We are our own biggest critic. Often we use a lot of harsh words on ourselves. We set the standards too high. We use negative self-talk. So we have to stop that. Like, if you're not going to treat somebody else like that, don't treat yourself like that. We should do better. Let's pay attention. And this goes back to number 1, pay attention to ourselves and how we treat ourselves. If you catch yourself saying negative words to yourself, instead pause and instead do dhikr. Say la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. And hold the intention that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changes your state from somebody who beats themselves down to somebody who empowers themselves. And wallahi subhanahu wa ta'ala, wallahi, that mind shift, that that micro habit that you will be changing will have a huge effect in your life. Try that, sister, inshallah. Number 6 is to do self-care. Okay, what is self-care? Self-care is any action you take to preserve your own mental health, emotional and physical health. It could be as simple as sipping a cup of coffee in peace or taking a hot bath, right? Those little things that make us feel good afterwards or make us feel great, right? But do we do them? I don't think so. I think we fail to take care of ourselves. We fail to do the things that we know are going to make us feel better. So please, I beg you, sisters, I know this is a hard one because I am in this with you. I barely I have to remind myself actively to do self-care. So get up, take that hot shower that you've been wanting to take. Do your hair, fix your face. If you need to put on a moisturizer, put that cream on. If you need to put light makeup on and that makes you feel better, do it. If you have to do a hair mask, face mask, do it. You do that scrub, the body scrub that you wanted to do for a long time. Dedicate one day of the week for like, call that self-care day. Now Fridays are like my self-care day. Okay, so I know like big self-care stuff like doing a hair mask will happen on Friday. And you know what? I cook on other days. I do my major cleaning on other days. So that day, at least I know, that's like the main focus. And do like mini self-care stuffs like throughout the day. Like at least change your clothes to something better that makes you feel, that you look good. If you can exercise for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, do that. If you can take a hot shower at the beginning of the day or the end of the day, do that. But please promise me you will do at least one thing related to self-care to yourself. Tell yourself you will feel better and show up better for yourself and family. When we feel good, we feel less overwhelmed and our self-worth increases. So let's not be stingy with ourselves and treat ourselves like the queens we are. And subhanAllah, remember that our kids are watching, especially if you have little girls. Often, this is the thing that makes me like move to do my self-care. It's because I have 2 little girls, right? So I'm like, Asya, your girls are like picking up on these habits that you're showing them. Get up, do something for yourself. So I do it normally. Like that's what get me pushing. So figure out something that would help you to move and use that thing for yourself. Inshallah, those are the 6 habits that would make you feel less overwhelmed. I hope it helped. And if this video helped you, like in any way, please let me know. And I have a question for you, ladies. What point resonated most with you? And which one are you planning to practice this week? Because we have to take something away from this video. We have to make changes in our life, positive little changes. Jazakumullah khairan and assalamu alaikum.